Roy is pretty good, I guess. I met him in high school, and he was hauling hay a bunch, and I was working at the Dairy Queen. And we met there, or started going together, and then I had to start feeding him. He get used to coming to the Dairy Queen, so that's where my money went. And then we got married, and when we were seniors, 59. And then he started working at State, I think, and we had a baby in 61. And so I went to work at Western Electric, and then Roy, 6 months later, Roy went to work at Western Electric. He worked nights, I worked days for about 9, 10 years, till he decided he wanted to start galloping horses and doing like that. So I finally got to quit when I had our youngest one, because he said he wasn't going to change any more messy diapers. So I got to quit in 71. And so I went to work at Western Electric, and then Roy, 6 months later, Roy went to work at Western Electric. He worked nights, I worked days for about 9, 10 years, till he decided he wanted to start galloping horses and doing like that. So I finally got to quit when I had our youngest one, because he said he wasn't going to change any more messy diapers. So I got to quit in 71. If anything goes wrong, he just has the patience, and he don't get mad too often. He just sort of flusts it off and say, well, that's the way it is, and he don't get mad too much. You know, he just keeps going and stays in there and just keeps riding and tries to do better and just fulfill his dream, because I think that's what he wanted to do. So I think he's done that pretty well.
I've got an uncle that had racehorses, and my cousin Jack Brooks trained right down the road from us. And we had a few horses of our own that I was paying the jockey band on, and I didn't like the way they were riding. I thought, well, I can do that. I'm small enough. I'll just try it myself. And I started going down Jack's and galloping a few horses. I fell off more than I was on the horses. So anyway, I just finally stayed at it until I started riding races, and for one person after another, and took me a while to get to where I could ride stakes races. I've broken the left femur, my big bone in my left leg, and I've broken both ankles, and I broke collarbone, and also broke my pelvis in 2010. It was pretty tough. I rode the end of the year. I broke it in May, and I rode the Black Gold Championship in November. Capo de Capi, actually I had won the Black Gold Championship on the one. Jimmy qualified too for the Derby, and Capo de Capi was the only one left for me to ride. And Eddie said, "Well, you can ride Capo, and I think you might win this."
They're off on the Heritage Place Derby. Bit of a stumble by Freight Train B, seizing the opportunity. Capo de Capi out on the lead now by a half length. Freight Train B now into stride. Chablis faring well at the rail. Those three out front right now. And Capo de Capi once more than Freight Train B. There by a length to the far outside. Here comes Texas Icon. It's Capo de Capi and an upset in the Heritage Place Derby.
But I had ridden Price's Feature. I think I rode him in the Remington Derby. And I ran, I can't remember what I ran, I think fourth. And then the finals of the Heritage Derby, Eddie said, "You ride Price's Feature because you've been on him before." And I thought, well, I watched Jimmy riding him, and every time he rode him, he'd run about 100 yards, he'd switch left-handed. So, and he really was coming on the end, and I thought, well, I know exactly what to do.
They're off in the Heritage Place Derby. Brilliant start outside for BP's Jumping Frisco. Jumps right out to the front, down to the inside. It's Pay Me Quick Kid battling there with Holland Candy Salt. Texas Independence Gal now coming on. BP's Jumping Frisco on even terms with Texas Independence Gal. 100 yards to go in the Derby. It is Texas Independence Gal. An elite rally by Priceless Feature. Noses on the line. Texas Independence Gal and Priceless Feature in a photo for the win.
What do you think, Pops?
It's great. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It really is a storybook. I'm not going to say storybook ending. We'll just kind of enjoy the moment for right now. Let's tell me your thoughts.
I might come back next year to try this again.
We know that. Yeah, you're getting spoiled. Hey, take us through the race right now. If you look over at the Coors Light super screen right now, you can spot which one you are there. Tell us about the race.
Well, he left Musberry did in trials, and the 4-horse had me beat about a half side at one time. And he was going in just a hair, and I swept left-handed, and he just come flying on it.
And how about that one in front of you, the 3-horse?
He was flying too. I actually couldn't see him for the horse on the inside. The 3 was running real strong.
All right, you've run in some close finishes before, Roy. When you hit the finish line, did you know you'd done it?
Yes, I knew I'd won.
Of course you did.
Down in my mind, I didn't.
And Eddie said, as soon as Priceless Feature made the final, Eddie said, you're going to ride Priceless.
They're all set for the Grade 1 Rainbow Derby. They're running beautiful break. Just 'Cause I Can fast. And inside that feature, Mr. Who, then feature Mr. Bojangles. Here comes Tres Seis Nueve. Ochoa's got to get going. Tres Seis Nueve. Feature Mr. Bojangles down at the rails. Priceless feature. Tres Seis Nueve. Here comes Ochoa with a powerhouse run. Ochoa, I think, got up. Priceless feature was right to the inside. Then Jess Lips and Tres Seis Nueve was fading. That one's close, but
I was winning it until the last 50 yards, and Ochoa come flying. And of course, I knew he was going to come. I kept looking for him, and Jimmy was he was flying too. He was running fast first. He ran third, and Ochoa just got by me at the last jump. There wasn't about a neck or a head. And but it was pretty exciting. I mean, I thought when I was in front all the way, I thought, I might win this. And then I saw those horses coming. I had no horse left. He was running he was running full speed ahead, as fast as he could go. And this didn't happen. I just take it in stride. I don't gloat on winning. I mean, I like to win, don't get me wrong. But I like the competition. I like to, not to show them that I can still ride, but if I'm going to go out there and ride a race, I'm going to put out 110%. I'm going to try my best to win the race. Yeah, as old as I was 70, I was 70 when I won the second one, and it was amazing. At my age, I thought, well, most riders have retired from riding when most of them about the middle of the 40s, and I'm still riding at 70. That's unbelievable.